All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 12 of News Report. It's been another 2 weeks since we've done an episode, and Josh is jiggling in his seat once again. Good morning, Josh. It's Sunday, October 28th, 2012, about 10 o'clock in the a.m. How are you feeling, good sir?
Good morning, AC. I'm feeling pretty good. Gonna have to do some packing up though with a storm rolling in.
Yeah, that's definitely true. The storm is scary. My parents are amidst hurricane preparedness right now. We're going to be standing in doorways, hiding in the basement, working the generator, keeping the sump pump going. It's going to be crazy, man.
Does look it's gonna be pretty interesting next couple days. My backyard's gonna turn into a pool because it always floods.
Yeah, well, actually, our yard isn't so bad because we actually have a little. Have you seen it? That little hole in the ground where there's all those rocks, the drainage pipe.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, we don't flood, but our basement floods, unfortunately. So that's the big worry. If we lose power, we're going to use the generator for the sump pump in the fridge.
I see.
Generators are pretty cool, though, man. You know, I used to think generators were a pretty like inefficient deal as far as the amount of gas that they burned in regards to how much like energy they give you, but they're actually pretty. Like this one has a 7-gallon tank and it can run for 13 hours on half load, and that's like 3,000 watts is a half load. That's a lot of watts, man. Fridges are only like 700.
My computer is like 1,000.
My computer's a 650. Owned.
Oh,
Saving the environment one
saving
battery at a time.
power. You don't need that much power, AC.
You can't handle the power, Sonny. Josh, what are they calling this storm? Does it have a cool name like Irene or Betty or what was that other big one?
Katrina.
Yeah,
Or, I don't know.
Andrew. Hurricane Andrew. That's the one that
Well, if you,
annihilated
when you say
Florida.
their names, they just really have their names.
All right, so what's this one named, Josh?
I don't know. My sister called it Frank and Sandy the other day
Frank and Sandy. I think it is
because
Sandy. It's
Halloween's on Wednesday or whatever.
oh here let me look on the net book. I think let's
Yeah, Halloween's on Wednesday.
Sandy Storm. I think it's called Sandy something. That actually Sandy's a storm that will cause havoc over 800 miles on the East Coast. Hurricane Sandy. Oh, that's such a nice name. Why did they give the storm such terrible names? Yeah, this is Hurricane Sandy. All right, well, we'll keep an eye out for Sandy. Um, I've done no storm research. I am one to believe that most of this stuff on the news, as far as the extreme reaction to weather, is just all marketing ploys so they can sell more advertising. And you know why, Josh? Because during that last storm, Irene, when there were actually tornadoes touching down in Jersey, and one touched down like, I don't know, 10 miles from my house, and we were watching on the news, and the guy's like, you need to evacuate immediately if you live on this address or this address, and it was like, pretty serious, and the TV's like, emergency broadcast. And then, after about 5 or 10 minutes of this guy blathering on about how serious it is, pointing at the little dots, and my parents are like, they've got the dogs like all tucked in the bathroom, and they're standing in doorways just like, get down, get down. And I'm just like, and then the fucking TV cuts to a commercial, and I'm like, there's no commercials in an emergency situation. When we're talking like life or death, you need to evacuate. There's no like, all right, but buy some soap, get some Budweiser. Like, what is this? And that's when I realized it was all just a fucking joke. Like, how can you be running commercials during emergency broadcast hour, Josh? So now I don't believe them at all. It's all a crock.
It's all crock.
It's all a crock, man.
I believe they just do it because they want people to be prepared for the worst, as always. So people don't blame the government and everything for being like, you didn't tell us.
Well, that's true. That's
But
definitely
yeah, I
true.
do know that Pennsylvania and Jersey are in a state of emergency
Yep.
until Tuesday?
We got a call from because we have a shore house in Ocean City, like right on the line, right like on the what's like 6 blocks from the surf, and yeah, we got a call that said something like if you it went something like if you don't evacuate now, then emergency help will not come rescue you. If the storm is if like all the roads are flooded and stuff. So it wasn't like you have to evacuate, but it was just a call saying, "Hey man, we've already crossed this off of our list of places that we can do anything about. So good luck. See you later." Which is it's a little scary, man. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I heard they were setting up like shelters and everything in Philly, and they're pet
Shelters.
friendly. AC.
They're
They
pet
did
friendly?
say you could bring your pets.
Well, that's good. They have to do that, man, because then people won't come. People don't want to leave Rover at home.
Don't want to leave Rover.
Hey, are you telling me that you would leave fucking Winston just sitting there with a
I
thumb up her
leave.
butt?
Yeah. I take the little one.
You'd really leave Winston? You'd be like, sorry, Winston. See you later. Fend for yourself. Just lock her in the house and let the storm take her away. Josh, that's terrible.
I give her a ton of food,
terrible.
ton of water, and I give her the best room in the house.
A ton of food. Oh, and the best room in the house. That's great.
Maybe the basement.
Okay, we didn't talk about what we're going to do here, Josh. What combo do we want to play? I kind of want to try Centaur Magnus, but I've never played Magnus.
Let's do it. Who cares? You can do it.
I've never even read his abilities.
Well, pick them now and start reading them. Can you do that?
No. We're probably gonna have to lane together. I don't want to lane with some random though, so I'm gonna pick a ranged, and we're gonna lane together. You want to play Centaur?
Okay. I'm gonna run over people and chop people with my giant axe. This axe is huge, actually.
I might just bedazzle it, man.
Dude, my axe is bigger than Axe's axe, if I think about it.
I saw something about Centaur having an absurd amount of wins. Like his win percentage on a macro level is just like.
Oh yeah, I think definitely if you like coordinate his ult with other people, unlike what I do.
Can I be honest with you? The first time that I played Centaur when he came out, I had absolutely no idea how his ult worked. I thought it was like the old one where it just gives you strength.
Oh, I had no clue. I just used it a couple times. I didn't know it was global until my second game.
Yeah, his
I thought it was just like basically like 1,000 range or whatever around me.
Yeah. Well, his ult used to be just like Dro, where hers just gives plus agility. His used to just give plus strength.
On my way.
So he used to just be a fucking meat stick. I was playing in one game and someone yelled at me and called me a noob and said something about Stampede, and I was like, Stampede? This didn't fucking Tremors. Like, what are you talking about, Stampede? And then I looked at my ult and I was like, I said, God damn, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, dude, his ult is really good, and it's only like 50 mana.
Oh, it's that cheap too. I still in that game I still didn't use it. I didn't use it on principle at that point. I mean, the game was practically over.
His ult is so good. I loved using his ult. Except I just didn't know it was global, so you can definitely save people and set up mad shit with like other lanes.
You finally found love, Josh.
I do like strength heroes because they're so easy to last hit with.
I do like strength heroes.
They're so easy to last hit with. It makes the game a lot easier.
Alright, we need a pause, man. I gotta switch headphones. These earbuds suck. Oh,
earbuds.
And check this out, dude. Check this out. Yeah, my headset's in my other room. I found last night at the parade. Okay, we had to wear all black, like that was part of our costumes. We dressed up as aliens, and I just put on these old scrub pants, like from work, and I'm standing there while they're putting the float together, and I reach my pocket and I'm like, what the hell is this? And they're my earbuds that I got with my cell phone. I've been looking for these for like 6 months or something, man. Like, they've been, I guess they went through the wash and just didn't pop out of the pocket, but how on earth oh, they're way too tangled, man. I'm not going to be able to get them undone before the creeps get here.
No, creeps are here. Game's unpaused.
I know, and the headphones are still not even halfway in.
Don't worry, I'm trying to block the creeps. Give you more time. Out of time.
Well, these earbuds are okay. They just don't. They fall out of my ear. There are times where shit biscuits. Man, this setup is not nearly as good as my old one, Josh. God damn it! I feel cramped here.
I go where I need it.
All right, sorry. I'm gonna start actually playing now. Okay, so what's our first piece of news, Josh? Enough about sandy cheeks there. Let's get some real news action.
There's some big news with Microsoft coming out with Windows 8. I think they came out with it actually this week.
I think it came out on the 26th because I was looking at buying a new laptop and there were a lot of them that were set to launch on the 26th, and I think it was because of Windows 8.
Yep, Windows 8 tablets, and yeah.
So have you read anything about them? I know how excited you've been about the Windows tablet. You've been talking about it nonstop, and I don't have high hopes for it.
On high hopes?
I think it's going to be a clunky piece of shit like everything else that Microsoft makes.
I think it's going to be nice because it's supposed to be able to interact with basically like Windows stuff. And so they're coming out with like Windows Smart Glass or whatever. And so basically a way to make all your Microsoft products talk to each other.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I definitely... Shit, I'm messing up here. But I definitely like that aspect of what they're trying to do with it.
Yep.
And what else? It's supposed to be like completely app-based and everything. It's basically like redoing Windows. It's going to be completely different. And from what I hear, it's supposed to have somewhat of a learning curve, but once like you get it, it's supposed to be really, really cool.
A bit of a learning curve, you say?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of weird.
Use all the new features and everything.
Yeah, well, I've seen that with some of the new trackpads that they have on laptops. They really do have a learning curve, man. They are... I don't know. There's all sorts of two-finger motions and stuff that you can do. I didn't realize that I've been not utilizing trackpads for a very long time. They can do way more than just that dang old point-and-click, man.
Yeah. They're supposed to be adding a lot more functions for like the Windows key. Like Windows like C, Windows F. They're supposed to be really a lot more.
You mean so the Windows key will be more than just an easier way to alt-tab?
It'll be more than just to do nothing.
It's so useless now. It really is. Like there's no reason to have the Windows key when you have the alt-tab function. It does almost the same thing.
Yeah, Windows key is getting more love, and it's because of the apps. Basically, it's going to do more stuff with apps.
Oh, that's good. Well, that's good to hear. I'm excited. That whole app thing is a little bit of a double-edged sword, though, because it's hard. They've already lost out on a lot of that ecosystem. You know, Apple's kind of cornered the market on a lot of that stuff, and. Actually, does Apple still have the most apps? Last I heard, Android was catching up.
I'm pretty sure they do. I'm pretty sure they do by a decent amount.
Yeah, that was I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where I'm sure those figures can be a little bit different depending on who's telling you about it. But oh shit, that's Phantom Lancer. You know, I thought we were playing against a Juggernaut that whole time. I really thought that he was a Juggernaut. I was waiting for him to use his healing ward. I was wondering why he wasn't.
No one gets healing ward.
No one gets healing ward.
Sure, everyone likes to do damage.
Everybody likes to do damage. Healing ward. All right. Anyway, so I lost my train of thought, Josh. What was the last thing you said?
App-driven.
Oh,
Windows.
yeah. So it's a little bit of a double-edged sword because that was the problem with the BlackBerry when they tried to go smart and have apps, was that nobody wanted to develop on them. Everyone's like, I would much rather develop apps on the iPhone or wait and start developing Java apps on the Android instead of making these shitty BlackBerry apps that no one's going to buy anyway.
Yeah. I think by making the whole operating system though app-driven, there's so many Windows users, it's going to almost encourage and give them like that giant lead they're going to finally need.
Yeah, well that's true. That's definitely a good point, that there are a shit ton of Windows users out there. So maybe that does curb it a little bit.
That's why I wanted to learn how to program, because all of a sudden there's going to be so many more people using Windows apps that are accessible to.
Oh, that's a good point.
Because Windows 8 is going to be app-driven and everything.
Maybe that's what we need to start doing, man.
You see, I told you this a while ago.
Didn't really
it's all about planning ahead, AC.
Well, you know that I'm not so good at that. The other thing about apps, though, that is really good, and one of the problems that Windows has had for a long time, is that apps are so much more efficient, and that's the appeal of having apps, not only from like having an app. Like, do you want to kill this apparition guy? I can slow him. So
if I can run up to him, I can actually get to him. We can totally kill him.
Right,
I just need to be able to get to him.
All right, go. I'm gonna slow him. He's slow.
Yeah.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna kill him. Yeah, whenever we could slow him, because I would never be able to get to him.
Yeah, squeeze those lemons, Josh.
His ability is to slow me down. My bigness.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you know, apps are so much more efficient. That's why tablets are able to do cool stuff with such limited processing power. And the new Chromebook that has that phone processor, but is obviously still a Chromebook. It's because the apps are so much more efficient. They're specific for that operating system, and it's pretty cool. So there is some appeal, and Windows has definitely had that issue with their operating system being a little bit too clunky. So that maybe this will be the sort of turning point for Windows. I don't know, Josh. I don't have high hopes for Mr. Gates, but
he's not even in charge anymore.
Oh really? I don't even know. I don't know what's going on at Microsoft. I've given up on Microsoft. I gave up a while ago. About Windows Millennium, I was like, actually...
I still have great faith in Microsoft. Ever since... I didn't have faith when I was in high school, but then I read a book on what Microsoft is trying to do, and I see their long-term plan, and it makes a lot more sense than...
What is their long-term plan, to take over your house?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? It's everybody.
But I like how they're doing it like nice and slow, and yeah, they're not like rushing through stuff. I don't know. They've had a couple failures with like zoom and everything. Oh
Zoom.
shit!
Apparition's
You
dead.
should have told me. I totally was not paying attention.
Well, this guy had haste, man. He just scooted on up here. Luckily, I was tunnel visioning on an area of the map that he walked into, so I saw him. But
Nice. Yeah, I totally was not paying attention to that. I was trying to talk about the terribleness of Zune.
yeah, well, the Zune was a pretty big blunder. I mean, it doesn't get much worse than the Zune. Do you remember that girl that well, you never met her, but the girl that I met online, and I went to her house in Philly that one time, and she had a Zune, and I remember just sitting there thinking, like, this is the first time I've ever touched a Zune, and she was like, here, let's listen to music, and she handed it to me, and I looked at her and just said, what the fuck is this thing? She was like, it's a Zune. I like it better than an iPod, and I was just like, all right, well, this isn't gonna work long term. Like, are you kidding me? What?
Get better than an iPod.
How could you even say that? It's just an inferior device. The trackpad doesn't work as well. It's less intuitive. There's more buttons that don't do anything, and it's fatter and uglier. Like I couldn't find one thing about it. And we were listening to Bass Nectar, and I was trying to look through her library, and I accidentally changed the song like right when he dropped some sick bass, and her roommate was like, "What the fuck you doing, man? Your song's getting cool." And I was just like, bro, honestly, I don't know what the fuck's going on with this Zune. I'm really sorry to screw this song up, but who the fuck uses Zunes? And she was just looking at me like, why are you hating on the Zune, man?
Why are you hating on this? Because no one uses it.
It was just like, because like, I know you're trying real hard to be a hipster here, but the Zune is just a piece of shit.
Well, there was a Pudge around here somewhere.
There's a Pudge in this game? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I didn't even know he existed until I saw him a couple seconds ago. Ah!
I'm gonna save you. You got the thing.
Don't worry, I'm running super fast. You should
I'm
probably,
turning on
I'm gonna
Pudge.
potion to come back in.
Alright, Pudge is dead. He's gonna die to my shit, even if you guys don't touch him.
Oh, I'm gonna touch him. Oh shit, no, I'm not gonna touch him.
Apparition, I can slow in about 2.
No one's near you. I hope you're paying attention to the map.
You're right here.
Yeah, now I'm chopping people.
I'm gonna have poison again. No, we didn't get him. Oh, I wanted it all, Josh. I wanted it all.
Dude, that's that ult. You see, he hooked me. I freaking popped my boots and sprinted out of there.
Yeah, well, plus I healed you. That helped also. You're welcome. No need to say thank you, Josh.
See, it was fine. I probably should have stayed in though and at least stunned once.
Yeah.
I didn't. I ran away and then I came back.
I probably should have used my... Yeah, that would have made killing Fudge Cake a lot. That would have been a triple kill if you stunned Josh. Nice job.
I would have only called Pudge. I want to use my stun when
He
everyone's
just hooked
around.
a creep. Don't worry.
I know.
I juked him. Did you see that sick juke right there?
Did you see me calling that Pudge was around and then getting hooked by him?
Yeah, that was
As
some
soon as I
great
called it, I said
foresight.
I called it and I'm gonna get hooked.
I called it. I calls it. So we'll see. I'm actually a little bit intrigued now. You have actually revamped some of my love for Windows, Josh. And I was thinking back, I was like, you know what? I remember how awesome Windows XP was the first time I saw it. I really liked Windows XP. Stun this guy. Stun this guy. Stun this guy. Ah, that's an illusion. Oh God.
Oh shit, this is not good. Wait, my ult's up! Rigness!
He's going.
Yeah,
He's
see,
trying to line it up.
That's how broken my ult is. I think it's broken, I'm not gonna lie.
Opa Centaur style.
Yeah, dude, if
that was
Pudge
pretty
wasn't
good.
there, we definitely could have killed a lot of people.
Well, so that's pretty exciting. So is it out now? When is all this? So Windows 8 is officially out now. I could go buy a computer with it. I could go buy... That's pretty neat. I don't know that I'm actually going to... See, I feel like I got ripped off on my Windows 7 that I have because it was just an upgrade in the student version that I got for like $20. So it was kind of a good deal. But anytime I format, I have to install XP or something else first. And it's not that bad because I have a cracked version of Vista that I can use. But
So I did hear something that like Windows 8 is going to be one of those things where, oh shit, don't kill me. No. Windows 8 is going to be one of those things where it's going to go around that upgrade buggerness where you're not going to, if you buy it, you're not going to need upgrade. I want to say that's what's happening with it.
really...
Yeah. Because that is the complaint that's happening. I would go in there, but I'm real low, and I still don't know where Pudge is, and I think he's trying to be gay to me.
Probably. I think he likes you.
I think he likes me a little too much. He's really fat.
He is pretty chunky.
I think he's just waiting in the bushes. He really wants to kill someone.
I mean,
and by someone, I mean one of you or me.
I mean, that's okay, dude. We can turn on him pretty easily. With Grave, like, I can keep alive anyone that he ults.
HP, I would totally be down.
Josh,
to go in those woods.
I'm healing you at every cooldown here. Just be patient. Pump the brakes, man. Look at that. Look, you're back up at full health already. Look at you.
I'm with you.
So that's kind of exciting. And that was a big complaint, dude. I called one time. The first time that I tried to format and I just installed it, I was so mad, dude. I called a call center. I yelled at this Indian lady for 10 minutes, man. I was so livid. I was just like, are you... Because, like, I had installed it, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'll just activate it later. I don't have to do that right this second. And then, like, I had installed maybe I had copied, like, all this data, and I had installed, like, 3 hours worth of programs and stuff. And that's a lot of programs on a fucking... quad core, you know. I was just so mad. I was just like, if you have to install something else for this to upgrade, why doesn't it pop up or cancel the installation or just say, sir, you're not going to be able to activate this on this version? Instead, it just lets you go on like normal, and then when you try to activate, it says, sorry, sir, you can't activate unless you... And then they have the nerve to fucking try and sell you an upgrade because she's like, well, sir, you could buy the full version right now. And I'm just like, are you retarded? Is there something... Why would I ever... Oh, God, dude. I'm still mad about it, actually. Now that I'm bringing it up, I'm still...
Oh, yeah, I know. You're starting to get rage on it. I don't know.
I'm going to take my rage out on this fucking Phantom Lancer.
I don't know. I remembered everything, so... It was a pain wasting all that time. But I keep all my CDs and everything. But yeah, I basically keep all my stuff in a drawer.
Well, I'm not that organized because a lot of my stuff is digital / stolen.
Oh.
So like,
that's stolen stuff. Yeah, I'm going to kill this guy.
Oh shit! I slowed the other one.
Yeah, don't worry.
Oh shit! I stole that. My bad. When you said this guy, I thought you meant Phantom Lancer.
I don't like Phantom Lancer. First of all, he can go invisible, and second of all, Ancient Apparition is a squish ball.
I know. For some reason I thought you were all giddy about the other guy.
I mean, I don't like him. We kind of got to kill him. He gets really nasty.
I mean, I don't really like him, but
Ancient Apparition is like, just like eat him.
Yeah, he sucks, man. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. A moral of the story, let's give Windows another chance. I have to say, though, Josh, I'm going to segue here. I'm probably going to buy one of those fancy new Chromebooks. Oh, big jukes.
Yo, you see how angry this Pudge is? Yeah, dude, he wants us dead.
He's really mad. He gave up on his lane. He's like, fuck it.
He's like, screw it. I'm killing these kids up top.
I'm killing these tryhard clowns with this stupid combo.
Yo, he's totally behind that one tree right there, too. He's probably just, like, sitting there waiting.
How does that lard hide behind that? That's like the skinniest tree I've ever seen, and his fat's just, like, tucked in the shadows. I don't know.
Dude, I don't know.
Those Chromebooks are pretty awesome, though. Like we mentioned before, they have a really cool it's actually a phone processor.
Yeah.
And so that's why they're like,
I mean, need a fan, yeah.
Yeah, these Chromebooks are extra thin, light,
extra light.
Compared to the old Chromebooks, and they're a lot cheaper. The old Chromebooks started at what, $450, something like that, 400.
I don't know. We should really start to 9 so our lanes push more towards us, so we can make Ancient Apparition come out. Because I swear to God, if he comes out like a second from the tower, so that I can catch up to him, he's dead, straight up.
Oh God.
Oh.
Oh God. I got the Grave off. Oh man. I shouldn't have done that. Sniper.
Oh, Sniper TP'd up. Dude, they hate us.
They really do. There's 4 up here.
Mm.
I would have lived if he didn't snipe me. Sniper.
Yeah, I popped my ult right away and I ran and stunned them all. But yeah, Sniper TP'd up and Sniper'd you.
Damn Sniper. Oh, good play from him, I guess. Damn Sniper.
I'm here now. Hopefully we can do something. Oh yeah, Ancient Apparition getting destroyed.
They just pooped on him, dude. I'm about to buy dust for this guy so we can just kill him. How's that sound, Josh? Would that meet your fancy?
Yeah, if we can actually kill him. Yeah, I actually really hate Phantom Lancer because I end up having to buy an eye because no one else buys an eye.
Yeah, dude, he's a big butthole. So yeah, the Chromebooks are pretty cool though, with that new processor, and they're extra skinny, and they're also extra cheap. So in my mind, it's kind of just like the trifecta. And I've been looking for a really mobile device where I don't really like the netbooks because the keyboards are too cramped. And I almost bought a tablet, but it just seemed like it didn't have enough usefulness, and I couldn't really warrant the cost. Tablets are also bloody expensive, man. So I don't know. I was looking at buying an Ultrabook, but they're bloody expensive as well, and I really wanted something with a solid-state drive so that I could be a little more, you know, mean to it, not have to worry about the hard drive crapping out, because my laptop's gone through like 3 hard drives in 5 years.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
I'm not trying to buy like a $300 warranty to keep getting new hard drives, man. I'd rather just not break the hard drives in the first place. So, we'll see. The issue with the Chromebooks, though, I don't know if you've heard anything about this, Josh, but they're really hard to buy right now. It's kind of like the Wii. They're sold out everywhere. Microslayer, let's go middle and help our guys. I'm just gonna run.
I probably should pop my ult, but
Here, maybe we
actually,
can cut somebody off. Here, we can cut somebody off here. Look at Look at Appy. Oh no, look at Witch Doctor. Oh no, look at Fudge.
Oh shit, he stunned me. Oh shit.
Oh no. Turn on Pudge.
I'm trapped. I'm chopping him. Yeah.
Chopping him.
Dude, he hooked me. Bam, stunned.
Are you chopping
What's
his
up,
lumber?
Pudge? Dude, this axe is huge. Of course I'm chopping. I need a new axe, a bigger axe. This axe is not suitable for me. It's not big enough.
I need a biggin. I need the biggin. So anyway, they had the release date originally set for the 23rd, I think, of this month, and now you can't find them anywhere. Everywhere it says sold out, back ordered, or shipping estimated in 3 to 4 weeks, and nobody really knows why. Google hasn't really made a statement, at least not that I've seen, about the reasoning. It's either they just straight up didn't produce enough and really didn't think they'd be that popular, or they just screwed something up and there was a manufacturing issue. You know, like one of their factories got flooded or some bullshit. You know what you know all about Asia, Josh, and those damn monsoons.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I know some people were talking about like creating like artificial demand by just like not having a bunch. Like I'm sure they didn't have like, I don't know, whatever like shortage. I'm pretty sure is being somewhat manipulated. I probably should have used charge to save them.
Forget about that guy. He's a jerk.
He is a jerk. We're winning by too much too. We got to give him a little bit of hope.
Yeah. So well, that's interesting. If they're actually, I for some reason I don't think Google's doing that. Just because
I
it
know
seems
Apple does that.
Yeah. Well, that fits into the sliminess of Apple's culture. Google, on the other hand, though, I don't know, Josh. I feel like Google just has higher standards than that. I have to run, Josh.
Oh shit.
I'm getting
we should have
stunned.
focused someone. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like CC'd.
My bad. I didn't.
Oh,
Oh my
fucking
god.
Sniper.
Yeah, I didn't even know who to kill because everyone's running everywhere.
That was a bad spot. I thought Outlandish Destroyer was gonna try and do something, but
Yeah, I was hitting Pudge, and then he ran away, and I switched to Witch Doctor, and then I saw you getting hit, so I switched to that guy.
Stupid sniper. He's making me mad.
He is stupid.
I don't know, but if they are really artificially creating demand, that seems like a silly move to me because it makes me want to buy it less. I honestly was going to drive to Best Buy. I need to buy some other electronic goods. I was going to drive to Best Buy and pick one up. I called Best Buy, and the dipshit on the phone was like, "Hi." I said, "Hey, do you guys have the Chromebooks?" "No." Well, no, she said, "Let me check." And then she put me on hold for 5 minutes and came back and said, "No." And I was like, "Oh, well, when are you getting them?" She was like, "Hold on, let me check." Put me on hold for 5 minutes, came back, said, "I don't know." And I was like, "Really? Gee, thanks, I guess." And then the fucking bitch hung up on me. And I was like, you know what? Fuck you, Best Buy, and your family. I'm taking my business online. Goddamn big box store.
Yeah, basically, I don't know. The stores got to be really careful with like how much stuff they order, because if it just sits on the shelf, it's kind of useless. As far as getting like new orders, I feel like they should be able to give you time for that stuff.
I just felt like that lady was pretty useless, man. I was just like, so you're telling me Google is releasing a new laptop and you don't know anything about it? You haven't a clue when you're gonna get it, if you're gonna get it, what it looks like? Why are you even at Best Buy right now? What are you like?
I've never
in the
heard
warehouse?
of. I've never actually heard of Best Buy. Did they carry the old Chromebook?
I think so. Yeah, sure. Why not?
I have no clue.
I think if you go to Google Play and it says buy the Chromebook now, it just has 5 different links of where you can buy it. And I think the links are like Best Buy, Tiger Direct, Amazon, Direct from Google, and then there's one other that I can't remember.
Can you get the, is it on Google? Available online at Google, or are they sold out? The Google Store sold out?
It says temporarily unavailable on Google Play. But apparently the Google one though, I haven't checked the forums recently. People were saying on forums that if you pre-ordered on Google Play, then you had access to the first batch of them. You had like priority, and some people probably got their Chromebooks already. So some people do have them, but it took. All right, if this is the real, I have Dust. We can Dust?
I'm going to try to find out where he is. I'm running.
This is the real one right here.
I'm running. I popped. Run over him.
I just dusted. Okay, good.
Yeah, I popped my old work. You can't. You have to run over them.
I get that buff too. I thought it just made me run fast.
It makes you run fast, but as soon as you run over them, it stuns them. You just have to run over them, though. It gives you unit walking and everything.
Oh, all right. I was really just standing there healing.
That's why I think it's rigged.
So I think it's rigged.
It not only makes you run fast. It not only makes you run fast, but if you run over someone, they're stunned for 1.5 or 1.25.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure they take damage. And yeah,
I'm pretty sure they take damage. This is John Davey operating the Shin.
They take damage, they're stunned, and you run pretty fast.
Yeah, it's pretty nutso. That is pretty nuts. So I don't know. I'm probably still gonna buy one of the Chromebooks because honestly, the big thing for me is the price point. I mean, it's significantly cheaper than most other laptops, and the big thing is that I have Dust again. If that's real,
I'm not gonna be able.
It's real. It's real. There, I got it.
He ran away.
Oh, I used my stun too late. God damn it. I'm sorry. Damn pandas.
Yeah, you
right, I'm out of mana. I kind of want to just back up here.
Okay, I'm gonna go buy more stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna run to the side shop. So we'll see, but I'm probably still gonna buy it. I mean, I've been looking for something really mobile, really portable. It's super light. You can just carry it around like it's a notebook. And I still get access to all my Google Docs. I can still do work on it. And plus, I really just want to feel trendy, Josh. Sometimes you just gotta feel good, you know? And
dude, that's why I want to get the service tablet.
Yeah, I mean, it's serious, though. I was looking at it and I was like, you know what? I just want to feel trendy. For once in my life, I just want to be that guy that's the trend master. Just to check out my Chromebook. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Got a full keyboard on it. Yeah.
Yeah,
look at the Google button.
So you gotta go to Starbucks.
Gotta go to a Starbucks.
Where all the trendy people stay.
Oh man, Starbucks. No, they're all rocking the Macs though. I don't fit in with them.
Yeah, except I don't know what you want to do.
I do not have any.
They're both fake.
Confirmed.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. I knew I was gonna use that.
Oh
shit.
That one's real. That thing has a decent cooldown. Oh, it's not real. Never mind. Or is it real? Oh, it is real. He's just squishy.
It is real.
He's
squishy.
I didn't think he was that squishy. Holy shit.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. We shut him down pretty hard in lane AC. That was even me making him squishy.
I thought it was. I thought it was fake, man.
I thought it was fake too.
There's no way this is real. Partially because he died so fast, and also because he's just so dumb. Oh, Sniper went Mask of Madness. What a fatty.
That is so bad.
Let's punish him.
He's not only
please.
a squish ball, but now he is like
an extra squish ball.
Extra squish ball.
Thanks, Sniper.
You just made my life a whole lot easier, Sniper.
Stupid Nyx assassin.
But yeah, I want to get the Wounds tablet, see what I can do when I set everything together. I'm sure people will come up with better apps, since the apps are not good right now. I'm sure they'll get a lot better. So
I'm sure.
It's all about the potential, I see.
Yeah, that's true. It'll take a while for the apps to get kind of caught on for sure. So what else do we have here? Josh, anything interesting? Is it political time, since this game's looking like we're going to be steamrolling soon unless Nyx keeps feeding?
We are probably going to steamroll soon. Yes. I have a heart already. I would buy a gem if I could find more creeps to kill.
I have an orchid almost.
Nice. Nice. Oh, we can talk a little about League of Legends and how much it's blowing up still in esports scene.
So what's going on? I haven't been paying attention to League recently.
They recently had their League World Championships, which was like their giant event they had and everything.
Yeah, I saw some of the footage of it.
Yeah. Apparently during it they had like 1 million concurrent views and everything, and had like, let me see.
That's pretty insane. 1 million concurrents.
Yeah, they were talking about how we can compete with TV and everything now, and these are like statistics that show it. And yeah, the numbers were just ridiculous. They had like 8,000 people at the live event and everything.
Don't tell me this, Josh. It makes me feel like we're playing the wrong game right now.
AC, I told you it's all about potential. AC, you gotta look at the numbers.
That's your job, man. I'm the art guy, Josh.
You're not the art guy. You're terrible at art.
Ouch! Poodoo Jester! Damn it! I didn't see that he ulted. Damn it. Fudge.
Oh, I'm gonna have a gem, and I'm gonna be able to kill my hated enemy, the Phantom Lancer.
I had to overcommit to kill Phantom Lancer. It was probably worth it. I put that fatty in his grave. So, well,
yeah.
I did read some stuff, and I saw an episode of 2GD where they were talking about how the League World Championship actually compared to the International really, really well. The big problem with League of Legends right now, though, is you've heard about some of this stuff, the cheating and stuff, and the poor sportsmanship.
I actually haven't heard about that.
Oh,
so
well, it started at the MLG Raleigh, the one that I went to, the last MLG, whatever it was, 2 weeks ago or whatever, or 2 months ago or whatever. And there was some debacle where the two teams that I don't remember the specifics. They were in the finals or what it was. I don't understand exactly how competitive League of Legends works, but they chose basically an all mid, all random mode. And from the way I understand it, that in and of itself isn't against the rules. For whatever reason, the teams are allowed to choose any game mode or something that didn't make any sense to me. But the problem was that it was basically rigged. Ahead of time, the teams had met up and decided that they wanted to just draw and just have fun and do something silly, and whoever wins, it doesn't matter, and they're just going to split the first place and second place prize down the middle.
Wow.
And of course, you got to keep in mind the people playing League of Legends. It's like 18-year-olds that have never done anything in the real world, so they're really not that crafty. They're good at clicking, and that's about it. So they did this in a public place where people overheard, and that's how people found out about it. And then, of course, the incognito stupid map mode was kind of obvious as well, as far as them not taking it very seriously. And it was like an all random, so they had really stupid heroes. And I remember I actually walked over when it was happening, just by happenstance, and looked at the screen and was just like, what are they doing? Why is everybody mid? And like, I know enough about League to recognize that, like, Heimerdinger is not a competitive champion, and seeing him in the game is like, well, what the hell's going on here? So then I heard about it afterwards. It was a pretty big debacle. It was Team Dignitas and Curse, I think. I can't remember if it was Curse, but I know it was Dignitas, and it was a pretty big deal, and it was a lot of money. It's a pretty sizable amount, and it's not that was particularly sinister, but it just ruins the whole spirit of competition. It's really that esports hasn't had a huge problem with that kind of cheating, and to see League of Legends be the first to break into it is not surprising, but a little upsetting at the same time.
Yeah.
But they've had further issues now where at the World Championship, apparently it was configured in such a way that there was some sort of big internet issue at the venue. And they had a game paused for a significant period of time, and the players were able to see the screen. It was one of those things where they were like sitting in front of the screen on the stage. So if they turned their heads, they could see the mini-map or see portions of the screen and get information based on wards. And there were all these accusations that even during live play when it wasn't paused, teams were just looking at the map and getting an edge as far as knowing where to counter ward and knowing where wards were. Can you counter ward in that game? I don't even know.
Yeah, you can.
But yeah, knowing where wards are and just seeing people on the mini-map and stuff. So there was a whole big thing about cheating and integrity, and there were a lot of accusations, not just like one match where a team had, there was a whole thing where it was like teams were just going crazy with it. So League's having a big problem with that, and I think part of the issue is people were saying stuff, like you can't really just buy your way into esports like Riot has done, and you sort of can, but you run into problems like this where when that goes back to that old proverb, it's not about the hold that thought, it's not about the final destination as much as it's actually just about the journey. And you have all these quote pro league players that have been sitting around, and I don't mean to be a dick about pro gamers or whatever, but a lot of them really are pretty dysfunctional humans. They're, cave dwellers. They've been playing nothing but video games since they were 15. They've never had to have a real job. They make a lot of money just sitting around playing video games and bullshitting with their friends, So they don't function that well in terms of real world stuff. At least a lot of them don't. And it's kind of a problem. So now you have these kids, literally kids, that are living in these, this like $3 million curse house, and they're getting paid millions of dollars to play this game. They win a tournament and they go home with $700,000 between the 5 of them. That's absolutely insane. They don't even know what to do with it. So now they're just greedy. And it's all about, well, how far can we push this? They don't care about the game. They don't care about the sport. They're not doing it for the pride. What they care about is the money, man. And it's perfectly rational. I think most people in that situation would be, that kind of be blinded by the greed. But it's sort of ruining the spirit of esports. That's not the reason that I work in esports, man. It's not about the money. It's about the heart. The soul skaters, man. Eric Von Detten style. You dig, Josh?
Yeah, that's definitely an issue because it's growing up faster than it can mature, and that's when you get started doing the esports congress and everything, where you actually have people that talk about what rules should be across all tournaments and everything, and how to enforce them. And that's just stuff that comes along as games develop, and League of Legends literally has blown up.
Yep. Way
faster, I'm sure, than anyone ever thought of.
Yeah, I'm sure faster than they planned on.
It was way. I remember reading something. They said if they could get 25,000 people playing their game at once, then their game would be a success. And then, as far as they were concerned, they could just quit and retire, knowing that their game had done that.
25,000. That is. That's less than 1% of what they're achieving now. That is insane.
Yeah, so the game has blown up way faster than anyone expected. And the money in it is huge, and people just started playing this game that they never even heard of 3 years ago, and all of a sudden they're making tons of money. So you're going to run into these problems where it's just growing faster than they can develop and make all the rules. I'm going to wreck this guy.
You're invincible.
God damn!
Why would you
Someone
do that?
sucked them up. I was gonna chop him.
I
was gonna chop him so much. I better not die.
Oh, sniper! No sniping!
Heal me! Heal me!
It's on cooldown. But
How do you run?
Yeah, you gotta run, man. I had heal on cooldown.
Dude, sniper was just there. Dude, all that damage to sniper came from him attacking me. He was just sitting there in the back, laying shots into me.
Oh, that guy. Man, our team really wants to win this. So, yeah, the stage setup was terrible, but it's definitely a problem. You're right. That part of that just comes with their growth too fast. You can't really fault Riot for that, but it is a big problem. And it is, I mean, I'm a little more sensitive to immaturity in esports than I was last time we did a news report, but so I may be a little biased against it, but it's kind of true. And I mean, pro gamers aren't the only ones like that. I know another category of people is doctors are kind of like that, because you're in school for so long. By the time you're starting your professional career, you're kind of like a zombie in the real world, because you've never all you've done is regurgitate textbook information your whole life, you know. So it's like an adjustment going into the real world and be like, oh shit, I gotta be normal, be real. So
it's definitely something where I thought esports, as it gets bigger, it would need personality coaches and people that tell basically people what to say.
Yep.
To make good press and everything. Because you see some interviews and it's been like this for a while, where some interviews are just awful, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it's like this kid's never done this before.
Yeah. It's true.
Not social to begin with.
It's not.
And
yeah.
You could just get these bad interviews sometimes. I thought they would need people that actually help the players and everything become better at making an image of themselves. Because eventually you're gonna have these stars that are already celebrities. They just don't act like it in the own esports scenes, and they need coaching on how to handle that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they need PR training. It's really true. That is definitely one of the areas esports is lacking by a pretty big margin. I know firsthand, man. I've done my share of interviews with kids that are just I can't even explain how ridiculous they are. That they're just so they just don't talk.
And it's not really it's not really their fault. They didn't really ask for it. It's just it comes with their job kind of, and they don't develop their skills. They're spending their time playing the game. So
Yeah,
They need help, in my opinion.
Yeah,
They need
well, that's
people
true.
to teach them how to do that stuff.
Well, and the other thing as well, it's not a natural. It's a skill set. It's not something you don't really just wake up and be like, yeah, I'm really good at talking on camera. You know, that's a skill, man. That's a difficult thing to do. I mean, I remember the first time I did an interview on camera. You know, I almost shit myself. It's not.
Yeah, it's definitely something that like these players. It's something like you said, it's a skill that these players need to be taught and everything.
Yeah. Oh, and I mean, not even just PR training, but esports has had poor management for quite some while with teams where there's just no team manager. You see players at events and they're running around like, well, where do I go? What do I do? And it's like, do you guys not have a manager? You need someone that can point you in the right direction, tell you what to do. You know, be that guy that guides you.
I know before that was an issue. It's always been an issue because of money, being able to like afford all that stuff. But now, like with League of Legends growing big, I think it should be to the point where like it's big enough where you can start adding these things in. Like every team should have a manager now, and you should be able to like get PR people and everything to make your players like have good interviews and everything. So I thought that would all come over time, and League of Legends is just like blowing up like way super fast, like I said.
Yeah.
And so like you should see this stuff starting to be added in at least the league where the stakes are huge.
Yeah, well, that's absolutely true, man. That is, and you're not joking about the stakes. The next season, is it season 3 that's coming up? Season 2, the prize pool is even bigger. It's absurd. It's like up to 10 million or something, or 5 million. It's ridiculous. The stakes literally could not be any higher for the present state of esports.
Yeah, this is just blowing up way faster than everyone could have think of, and it's just growing faster than it can develop.
Yeah.
And hopefully you'll see these things start to be implemented in esports. And it'll be interesting too, because then you might see a trickle in other things. Because I don't think like anyone's really doing this stuff right now. But you see it in other aspects, though, like in sports and celebrities and everything else.
That's what we need to do, Josh. Forget about this broadcasting nonsense. We need to start an esports management firm. There actually is one of those, and they manage like Tasteless and Artosis. I forget what let's see if I can find it. Artosis manager. It's like it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember the name of the website. It's 2 words and there's a W in it.
Is this Hangman? Is there an A?
Is there an A? Crap.
Is this Hangman or Wheel of Fortune?
Crap. They manage pretty big personality. I know Tasteless and Artosis are the 2 big ones. It's World.
I'm sure it just comes down to like money at some point, where people have to be able to like afford them and everything.
Yeah.
And teams have to be able to afford it.
Well, I would imagine most of that kind of manager stuff is percentage. So it's you wouldn't really want to manage the account of someone who doesn't bring in any money. But someone like Tasteless and Artosis or Day 9, where they get paid tens of thousands of dollars to go to an event. You can a 10% cut of that is actually not so bad. So that's a lot of work. I can't remember what someone linked it to me, and I'm really frustrated that I can't remember. Maybe someone in chat has it. No one's jumping at the bit here. Who manages Tasteless and Artosis? Let's ask Google. Maybe Google knows.
Google. Google knows everything.
I don't know. I feel like this should be easier to find on Google. I've definitely pulled up the website. It's like a real website. You can like apply to like have them manage you and stuff. It's almost exactly what I just described as kind of a joke. Fuck it, whatever. I can't remember. So the last thing that I just want to say before, since that game ended a little quicker than I would have liked, Josh, we got to just mention politics here. The election is right around the corner. It's coming up, and we have actually put some cold hard cash down on this election. The gambling men that we are. $10. I'm taking
$10.
Taking my man our money to make me some money here in this election. Josh has Obama. And we'll see. So I've officially I'm not gonna. I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm actually gonna vote for Romney. I don't know. We're a Democratic state anyway. So with that stupid electoral college, I don't think it really matters who I vote for. But I'm feeling a little more confident. I want to take a moment here. And my theory, I'm sad that I'm putting faith in a Mormon, but something about that last election. You know, Obama is just so he's just so grandiose. Everything he says is just great. Like, it sounds so good. He's such a good speaker, but you know, all those people, I just remember when he got elected, and all these people, you know, storming D.C., and all those people that drove across the country, and all those black people that were like, oh, all right, first black president, you gonna bring change, woo, and like all this stuff. And then he became president, and all those people realized that, oh, wait a second, yeah, he's half black, half white, and oh, wait a second, skin color actually doesn't mean anything when it comes to running a country, and he's just a regular old president who's just done regular old stuff. And it's all the same hot air. And I honestly think, Josh, I really think that's going to scare away a big portion, maybe not a big portion, but a fair portion of the demographic that helped to get Obama in office. And that I'm sticking to my guns, man. I think people are, the Republicans are mad enough about Obamacare that they're going to put some faith in our money. And there you go.
Okay, to me, I think the Republican Party is split at the moment between like the Tea Party, like Republicans, people is like not liking Romney, him being like the final choice. I know in some places where like people just like can't support him. They're like, we didn't really want him, but he's what we got. And so, basically, to me, that's what it comes down with Romney. It's like the only other person besides him who didn't lead the polls or whatever in the prelims was Ron Paul. Besides that, like, yeah.
Wow.
Ron Paul was like never. Mitt Romney was second in the polls forever.
To who? Newt?
To everyone. To Newt Gingrich, to Sarah Bachman, to
Michelle Bachman,
Herman Cain, to...
Oh my God. I wish businessman Herman Cain had been the representative.
Rick Perry or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
Dude, dude, all this time when you saw them as the front runners, because they were all front runners at one point.
That's actually true. I remember seeing that big debate that Wolf Blitzer was on, and Mitt Romney was he was the outcast with Ron Paul.
He was always in second, and he was like always their fallback guy. And now they have their fallback guy that they can't even, they're forced to agree with, basically, because he's what they have.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think people are going to see that. Obama did do about as much as, first 2 years he could have done more, and the second 2 years nothing got done because Congress just went to Republicans.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like half his term. Like literally, he hasn't been able to do anything the last 2 years. Basically, nothing has really gotten done besides his things that he's signed through.
Obama, big crybaby. Yeah, I mean you're kind of right. It's true. He has gone through some issues with the House and Congress being not on his side and stuff.
Congress is just terrible. Congress is like the big thing right now. I don't know. Obama definitely should have done more in his first 2 years, but his second 2 years, he couldn't really do anything.
Yeah,
he tried to do as much as he could have. Where he signed through, I know he signed through what's called executive order. That's what they're called. And he did stuff for student loans and everything. He did something for houses. And basically, he tried to do everything he could do without having Congress to take a vote, since nothing's getting through Congress.
Yeah, Congress has some issues. I mean, my big beef with Obama isn't that we have socialized healthcare. It's just the way that he went about it. His plan was like, let's get healthcare passed as quickly as possible with no forethought or sight about how this could impact us in future generations. He just totally ignores the fact that that there's just not enough money to pay for the Obamacare system. It doesn't work on paper, man. It's this huge, ridiculous bill that they passed within 5 days of it being introduced. Nobody even read it. Like that's my big beef with that kind of. I don't know, man. I don't understand. I don't think socialized healthcare is important enough to warrant that kind of hasty behavior that it could have significant financial repercussions.
I think they could pay for it if they did cuts and raise taxes, but
well, maybe. But that wasn't part of his plan.
Republicans don't want to raise taxes. Well, they won't pass the budget. Is the whole thing. They always go through you see initial budget and then they do everything through it, and by the time it gets through, it's not even a real thing.
I just get pissed off hearing him talk about we're told that to the 30 million Americans or whatever that are now have health care. It's like, dude, shut up. Yeah, that's fantastic. Talk to me about how Social Security is beyond bankrupt. You just making money, just pulling money out of the air. It's just the numbers are so they're so big and blown out of proportion that it doesn't. Every time I turn on the news and I hear Wolf Blitzer or some other wabo talking about like, well, according to the new update from Romney's tax plan, this could save $4 trillion a year. I'm like, really? It's gonna save $4 trillion a year. With Romney's new tax plan, we're gonna pay off the national debt in 4 years. Are you fucking like, what? What? I actually heard that on the news the other day. Not the part about paying off the debt, but about how this tax plan could save. I don't even know what they were talking about, but I was just like,
I never heard.
It was on Fox News, so it was ridiculous.
I'm not sure if you're trying to be like 4 trillion, because that's a lot of money. I've never heard anything that big.
It might have been over 40 or something like that. It might have been like over an extended period of time, but it's just like they just make these numbers up. They just like look at any sliver of time or data they can and just be like, yeah, well, under ideal conditions, if it rains on Wednesdays and then over 8 to 10 years, if no other bills get passed and inflation stays at the rate it is, well, Romney's tax plan could save $3 or $4 trillion. It's like, well, who gives a fuck? What does that have to do with it? He doesn't even have a plan. Like, what do you mean it could?
Yeah, that's the big thing about
like,
Romney. Is Romney really doesn't have a plan. Like, I honestly don't know what Romney is going to do, and I've watched a lot of politics and read a lot of politics.
I'm ready to be surprised.
And I have no clue what Romney's going to do. He's basically just saying what he has to say to win is what's coming off with, and he just changes his mind basically on what the like moment.
He's a Republican John Kerry, man. That's all it comes down to. He's a flip-flopper. He's
a flip-flopper.
He's a flipper. He's a flipper.
He's definitely a flip-flopper.
I can't stand that hairdo, man. He reminds me of Silvio from The Sopranos, and it just pisses me off. That gray, like, on the sideburns, it's just like, oh, you look so slippery. But I still support him, Josh.
You still support him?
No, I don't support shit. Honestly, last night was just in the mood to gamble with something, and I knew you wouldn't bet on Romney, so I was like, all right, if I want to gamble with this, I have to take Romney, so fuck it. I'm just going to man up and do it. That, and I think that there's a fair enough chance that Romney could win. You know, I don't think it's a total, like, 100% Obama's going to win, so I'm like, fuck it, I'll gamble with it. You never know. I really actually don't know who's going to win. I think my theory
definitely
will hold
the press
true.
is making it look like it's going to be close at the moment.
Yeah, I think it'll be close. I think at the very least it'll be close enough. It's going to come down to Ohio or Florida for sure. But it's, yeah, I don't know. I forget what I was going to say. But yeah, I don't really care about Romney that much. I just wanted to gamble, and I just knew you wouldn't take Romney, man. I saw that one coming.
I couldn't take Romney.
I couldn't take Romney.
I can't take Romney.
Yeah, I
don't even know what he wants to do.
I needed motivation to actually watch the polls during election day. I needed additional motivation to be like, all right, I got
actually watch the polls.
Are you kidding me? Hell yeah, dude. Fox News or CNN's going to be on 24/7.
Yeah, I never watched them.
I
told you the other day I don't watch them 24/7.
I don't. I don't
watch any
normally.
of them 24/7.
But when there's something exciting on, like the election being tallied, I'll watch it. I mean.
Oh yeah, when the election's going down, I'll probably watch it.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean, when there's actually something exciting happening, then I'll turn it on, because that's when the 24
years. Once every 4 years, when there's an election, I'll watch it.
Once every 4 years, yeah, Fox News has a place in the world. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But all right, Josh, I think that does it, man. We got to own less hard, because these kids. I know
that was way too hard of an ownage.
Those kids got stomped.
Yeah, Ancient Apparition, he literally got stomped. Like, I ran over him.
Yeah, so did that stupid Phantom crapper, man.
Yeah, I didn't die. What's up? I'm too fat to die.
Too fat to die, man. Yeah,
yep.
That's true. Even that sticky wicket at the end, you survived.
I know. You saved me. Pudge was trying to bring me down. Sniper almost killed himself.
That Sniper was suicidal, man. Mask of Madness on the Centaur.
Mask of Madness, just pumping lead into this Centaur warrior.
That was pretty funny. He was like almost dead. You were like, "That was all me." And I was like, "What? All right, I'll kill him. That's cool.
I didn't even touch him. That's just my reflected damage."
I'm digging on this. I'll kill this swiper. Oh man! All right, very cool. So that is episode number 12 of News Report, guys. I think we're gonna keep on keeping on. I have nothing else on the schedule other than News Report now. So we'll see. So probably next Saturday, give or take. I don't know what my schedule looks like. I'm a pretty busy guy. So is Josh. Since we're both...
You said like I have nothing else going on. I'm a pretty busy guy.
I have nothing else going on. I'm a pretty busy guy, and I keep up. I Gotta let the dogs out. You know, gotta clean. Gotta keep
Those
moving.
goddamn dogs.
Gotta get ready for the storm.
Gotta get ready for yep.
My
Gotta get ready for
bones
the
are
hurricane.
aching. Josh, your bones aching?
Bones.
Yeah, you know, it was
I know Star Wars one.
Star Wars. Yeah, my bones are aching, Annie. that old like wretched hag IRL. My bones are aching. Better get indoors.
Yeah.
I never understood that. It's gonna rain. My bones are aching. Like, what? Your bones are? What is a bone ache? I don't even know what that.
That's like one of those like just things that people say they can do. I don't know.
It's just dumb. It's just dumb. Dumb. All right.
I don't know.
So take care, guys. We'll see you again next week.